Why not? I'm not going to. Now, it says here image from your computer, choose file, or from the web. So one of the things that I can do, and I could do this either in Publisher or PowerPoint. Now, the reason why I say this is that not everybody has Microsoft Publisher because, well, just because it's not always included in the Microsoft programs, but PowerPoint usually is. And if you don't have PowerPoint and you don't have Publisher, you want to go to Open Office and you can download a PowerPoint type program for free and a Paint program for free. Paint, P-A-I-N-T. And what we're going to do, just to show you an example, is in PowerPoint we open up a blank one. Now the thing about PowerPoint versus Publisher is good at this, but you understand you may not have it. Unless you bought an expensive version of Microsoft Office, you don't have it, right? The basics are Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, right? You get those three. That's why I mentioned PowerPoint as an alternative. And remember, if you don't have PowerPoint, you go to openoffice.org. Just type in Open Office, and you're going to find something you can use. So what we do is, so we're in PowerPoint, we go to Insert, and we can put in a picture. For example, if we had clip art, we could include, we don't want to do a photo album, forget that. But what you do is you could put in a logo. I don't know if I actually have any pictures in this computer that I want to. I'm just throwing this in. You understand, this isn't the one. By the way, if one of the things you can do with Blogger is create a single property website. Let's say that this beautiful dark home is the shadow home. This, by the way, is a good reason to be particular about when you take pictures. Right? I mean, that would look a lot nicer if it were done at a different time of the day. Right? There'd be a huge difference. So let's say I was going to do a single property website. This, by the way, would be true if it was a picture for yourself. Let's say it's a logo, and then we go here and we go to Insert. And we could even insert word art. They have some really cool stuff in PowerPoint. And so we say, what's the title of my thing? San Jose Homes. And we can put in a insert text box. And let's say and so the idea is, and you notice one of the things, those of you, Sander, for example, if he's still here, knows Publisher, this particular font up here is cooler than what Publisher gives you, right? They have some better stuff. So we have, and then let's say over here we put a logo, all right? I'm just doing this as an example. And then what we want to do is when we're done is we highlight the two of them. We highlight everything. If you, we highlight everything.
Group together?
Yes, I'm looking for it. Group, arrange, arrange objects, replace, find, drawing. All right. Well, we go here and we go to File, Save As. PNG, the JPEG, PNG is, which stands for Portable Network Graphic, is a higher resolution graphic. PNG. And it works with just about every good program, including Blogger. So I'm just going to call this whatever the default is, and we go to save, and notice this pops up, current slide only, and then what it's done is it's created, let me go through all this stuff, it's created this, all right, and what we want to do is crop it. And I don't want to go spend way too much time on the details of this, but I use a program called Picnic, Picnik, which is free. It's an online program that'll help you crop it. If you have Microsoft Office, if you right click and you go to open with Microsoft Office Picture Manager, what we want to do is crop it.
Save to the PNG, something like that.
Yeah, so what we're going to do when I figure edit picture, crop, what we do is and this is where my logo is supposed to be. And then when we're done, we also over here, this is useful for other things, can change the size. For example, a Facebook page size of a graphic is something between 540 and 720, right? 740 maybe maximum, something like that. So sometimes it'll say it wants it to be a certain number of pixels wide. If you go over here, you can modify it to make it smaller. But anyhow, what's going to happen is when we go to file and save as, and we put it up, what we've now done is created a graphic. And when we go back to Blogger.
So you only save the crop portion, right?
Yeah, I left the original alone. But now I have two versions of it, one cropped and one uncropped.
The A is the crop.
Yeah, you could replace the other one. So one of the things that I can do is I can import that header to replace the header that's there. 740 pixels. Now it's going to size it for me, but it's about 740 pixels wide. All right, it's going to size it for me, but you want something that's roughly the right shape. So I don't want to spend too much time, but the idea is you can have on your Blogger blog at the top your picture, your phone number, call me, a picture of your favorite house if you have a favorite house, right? A picture of San Jose, a picture if it's a Blossom Valley one. If it's Alum Rock, a picture of the Alum Rock Park sign, right? So you can create this header that has graphic images in it. This will make your blog look a lot more unique than just using the standard template, right? But if we don't, and again, if this is something, if you struggle with this and you need help, remember cross loop, make an appointment with me, and I can help you fix it. But look at our choices behind the title and description. What that means is that my graphic could be a background, right? It could be pictures of the ocean or sand or whatever, just some colors that I like. And then the graphics that Blogger is going to generate for my title will appear on top of it. I can replace it. I can have the image first and my description after it. I click on shrink to fit, and I now have a custom header. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this in a new tab just so you can see. This is what it looks like so far. Okay, that's using that particular template. Now, some people may be thinking, well, that's kind of dark. So one of the things that you need to do is to go to Template Designer, and we wait for Mr. Google to respond. And up here, it's going to show us what we've got. And so we're using Awesome. Now notice if I click on this, that shows me, notice it hasn't changed up here because I haven't hit Apply to Blog. But it's going to let me see the different layouts. Some people think dark is easier on the eyes. I'm not so sure about that. But you can get the idea of these are just some different ones. And let's say I picked this one because it's night. I can also go up here to the background and I can change the color schemes. So, for example, let's say, let me go back here to templates. Let's say I'm going to stick with this dark one. But I go to backgrounds. It's not going to give me any choices.
It's too dark.
It's too dark. All right, so I go to this one, I go to backgrounds. They don't all give me different choices. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. All right, so this one, when I went to backgrounds, it gave me different color schemes, so you can see how they change a little bit down here, right? So I pick a color scheme. Each of the templates has a little bit more, different things. I can change the width, the layout, and in advanced, this is where I can change font size, font colors, and things like that. None of this really has to be done at first, right? Take it from me, you could spend days fiddling with this, You could spend a long time. You can find free templates that you can import. Almost all free templates have a bug that gets fixed when you pay them. All right, I'm just telling you, I've tried lots of free templates. They almost always have something broken. So either it's free, and then when you pay them $30 to $80 and up, they give you a version that's not broken. I've learned to edit HTML to delete the broken things or fix the broken things, but this takes more time than you probably want to spend, right? So we're going to just start with something that doesn't look too bad, right? Doesn't look too bad. Now remember, if I wanted something fancier, I could remember that header I was making. I could have my picture and, me holding trophies, jumping up and down in front of homes, right? Isn't that the picture real estate agents take? Holding a trophy in one hand, cell phone in the other hand, standing in front of a sold sign. Isn't that so we can clean this up, but we're not going to spend all day on it. So we're going to go to apply to blog up here. And when we do that, it's going to take us back. Come on. And then we go back to Blogger. Okay, so now we're back to here. And then notice this has gadgets and things like that across the top, gadgets on the side. The About Me is a default. Followers and blog archives are defaults. If you haven't written anything about you, this About Me, I usually remove this because that's just information they pulled out of my Google profile, and I may want to do more than that, right? Followers, if I don't have any, I might not want them to show up. Right, but and the blog archives are a history. That's a good one to have. Now, when it says add a gadget, I'm going to talk about that might as well. Click on add a gadget. This is not all of them, but now this one is across the top, right? So so it has popular post, blog, statistics. You don't want to put that on right away. Pages. I'm going to click on this. And the title, it says, is pages. Why not? Pages to show home. That's all that it's showing me in tabs. I'm going to click on save. And this is my blog here. And when I hit refresh, it looks different. Now, notice what's happening up here. I have a tab. Right? So that's kind of cool. I want more tabs. So how do I add more pages? Now, the difference between a post and a page, pages are oftentimes called static pages. So a page is something that doesn't change all the time, right? Or if it's something that you change, it's more than a post. For example, and how would we do this? It's not that obvious. Notice it doesn't say pages up here. So we go to posting, edit posts, edit pages. We click on edit pages. You can have 10 standalone pages free with this template and with Blogger. I'm going to click a new page. Now notice this looks just like a post. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say page title about buying. And I can then put in text here. All right. I'll list the things, and I'm working on preparing some of these. More will be revealed, right, in future meetings. But I'll list the things that you're going to do for a buyer. What services do you provide? I have some generic lists. If you Google searched it, you'd find there's lots of stuff. But here's where you would put maybe this is what I'm going to do to help you buy a home, right? and you can add stuff to it. Now, one of the things that, well, anyhow, we'll just do that for now. I wonder if let me try this. I'm not sure that Zamenta works for Chrome. Download Zamenta free for Google Chrome. This, by the way, is what I'm talking about now is worth the money you paid for this class. I don't know what that means, but we're going to install it. Zamenta is now installed. That was hard. So I'm going to go back here. Now, what Zamenta is going to do, and this is something I'll talk about later, but what Zamenta is going to do is it's going to provide us images and links to stuff for free that we can put in our blog, right? And I've used the Firefox extension a lot more, but it works in Chrome and Internet Explorer. So what I'm going to do is I could preview it. There isn't much here. I can notice I can put in pictures. I can change stuff. I can make this real fancy. By real fancy, it means, for example, now these two buttons. Let me just talk about that. I was typing in edit HTML. You want to be in Compose. Compose is a rich text editor. So I can add links, pictures, insert a video. If I have a video about buying a home, I can insert the video. I can number things. I can check spelling. I can change color. I can change background. I could make the background a different color. I can change the type of font. I can change the size of the font. And if I really wanted to be fancy, I could use a rich text HTML editor like Microsoft Word, right? See, a lot of times when I start talking about HTML, people freak out. But Microsoft Word exports to HTML, right? So, and most of the free editors look like Microsoft Word. So if you can make it in Microsoft Word, I can put it, here is your page, right? That gives you more options, right? And so we could make it really fancy by doing it in a different program, copying the HTML and pasting it in here, right? But we're not going to, we're just, this is baby steps, right? We're going to hit publish the page. Now it says view page, edit page. If we go back up here to our other one, notice it's now added a buying tab. So I can now have a selling tab. I could have home search. Right? I could have up to 10. And, but so this is starting to look like a website, right? It's starting to look like a website. Now, let's go back here. So that's how you add pages. Now, let's just see what happens if I go to a new post. Let's see what it does. Over here, Zamenta is
what is post and the page? What is different?
A post, pages are static. It when they click on that tab, they see what you put there. Posts are like a news feed. They get pushed down, right? In other words, and I'll show you when we get to the settings where this. But it only shows by default 5, probably 10. You can change the number of your most recent posts. So if you're posting stuff every week, an article, what's happening in the market, something every week, those start to get pushed down. And then on the side, there's an archive, and they're labeled. And so people can click on it, and then they can see those posts. They can search them.
You only can up to 10 pages.
Right.
But each page can be updated by the post.
No, the pages and the posts are separate.